Hey, what's up? I wasn't planning on making a video. You'll have to excuse me. Really just very saddened to hear about Tim Sale passing away. I apologize if this happens to be the way that you hear about it and you were a fan, or you met the man and you liked him and you enjoyed his artwork, or just that, you're struck and forlorn, to lose another legend. I get it. I don't make this video in any way to ease the blow. I just now found out myself, and I felt compelled. I just wanted to talk about Tim Sale a little bit. I have this book signed from a WonderCon I went to with Airborne Sapper. It must have been WonderCon 2019, maybe 2019. I actually brought this for not Norman Brayfogle. It's another great Batman artist we've lost. Oh boy. I brought this for Brian Stelfreeze to sign. Airborne was excited to meet him and have him sign the Marvel hip-hop covers book. And it turns out that Tim Sale was there. He wasn't in the program. He wasn't announced. But the second half of the day, I actually got to meet him. And he did a couple of remarks for me. I think I gave one away. Another one is somewhere in my collection, but he signed this book for me. He was reserved, but he was present. He wasn't looking around. He was making great eye contact. Maybe a little frail, from the pictures I'd seen. But this was 3 years ago, and was just really excited to meet him and sign this book in this beautiful silver ink, really sharp. And these other ones I actually didn't get signed, but I think are cool because it's the same book right here. This was signed, God, what would that even be? 26 years prior. So I didn't get this one signed, but I tracked it down. This was another one I got from someone. But yeah, Tim Sale, man, what an artist. So I picked up this book 12 years ago at the Fullerton Library when they sell their copies out. They're used trade paperbacks and hardcovers. And I got this for a couple of bucks, and I always like this book so much, I'll tell you. I'll take the slipcover off real quick. But here's a picture of Tim Sale in his prime. Young man. I lived with this book. This book saw me through many long afternoons. My phase of Picasso. And this guy just took me on so many great trips. I had him draw this character here. And I asked him, can you draw this character on the cover? And he says, I don't know who she is. And he said, well, using her likeness right there, can you make me something? And he did. That's really cool. I love this big cat right here. But this book right here, man, I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite art books. I'm just gonna go through it. It's such a nice book. It has a ribbon. I'm amazed I have this book because it survived phases of me selling my stuff, of me losing focus on comics, and this just stayed with me because I loved it so much. But this is an amazing piece of artwork. If you've never seen this, I think this was done by Tim in the 70s. It's called Pebbles. And he said that This took him years to do because he would probably just do a couple of lines a day, but he always kind of had it on a canvas, I guess, or just somewhere in a workstation, and he would work on it just when he felt like it, in passing. And he whittled away at it, and he created this piece. The significant thing about this, I'll show you shortly, is he drew this from memory. He conjured it up from his imagination, but it bears such a striking resemblance to another piece that it's uncanny. So this, The Art of Tim Sale book, introduction by Jeff Loeb, takes you through a lot of different phases. I'm going to do my best to show it. I won't go over 15 minutes because I know it's the end of the week and people are busy, in all honesty. Some early drawings. So this timeline is so helpful because Tim Sale, he went through many different eras. A preface by Richard Starkings. So this is where they talk about Pebbles, this first painting. It goes through his many influences over the years. This was a Christmas card, I believe, that Tim drew in '79. Some classic art that motivated him early on. Just like as a young kid doing like some ads, submitting them to like the Penny Saver, early folklore type stories he did. I wonder if I already passed up, because I know where they talked about Pebbles very early on. Right. So this is a painting by this artist right here. And this just very closely resembles Tim's piece, Pebbles. But he in no way was aware of it at the time. This was just in the recesses of his mind, and he came up with Pebbles, which I believe is completely true. I can see how that piece could have just been with him this whole time and him not even being aware of it, where he'd gotten it from. It's very cool. So yeah, I mean, I poured over this book. This book is well loved. Like I said, different folklore, the school, his early submissions, more influences, early pen and ink work. This was an early sample he sent in, and he was criticized for that second from the last frame. He was trying to light the character from below, a female character on a ledge, and he was criticized for giving her such a dark space above her upper lip. It was misconstrued. He was trying to light it in such a way that was they took it the wrong way, but he was working on his game. There's a couple of mascot images he did for a school. There's some really early stuff. Gray Archer Press, yeah. Most of these were prints that were sold over time. Barry Windsor Smith is an influence. Gray Archer Press. An evolving style. This is why this book is called Tim Sale Black and White. Stuff like that. Yeah, I remember this Wolverine Gambit. I remember actually seeing a 4-pack of this at Toys R Us. My brother, I think, had his one and only birthday party at a Chuck E. Cheese. And you know how Toys R Us were always near Chuck E. Cheese. And me and this, like, third cousin, during the party, after some pizza, we walked over to the Toys R Us. You know, my brother and his friends and cousins were playing in the ball pit. It was a great birthday. But I walked over and I saw this, man, and I was really taken by, especially Tim Sale's Gambit, I remember really liking. Here's an early piece where Tim used the iconography of the church. On Nightcrawler, you can see how the X's on the scarf turn, creating the cross. Yeah, this is early Marvel, pre-Jeff Loeb, you know, the different colors. This great Superman story, what was that, For All Seasons? Captain America, white. His very doughy country boy Superman. I remember reading that. He talked about how he actually drew Catwoman from Jennifer Lopez, I believe, when she was still a fly girl on In Living Color. I love his penguin. Sorry, my phone has been having a lot of trouble with focus lately. Me and Big Elbow, we both have an affinity for Tim's Death Blow. Jim Lee talked about how inspiring his Poison Ivy was. I actually learned from Jim Lee, Stranko. Kingdom Comics Tito had posted a Jim Lee post saying that Mr. Sill was in the hospital. This is incredibly cool, man. Death Blow, yeah. Inking. Respect, man. This man must have gone through 100 gallons of India ink. Easy. Came from the school of just filling it in. Filling it in. Was that like a Spawn story? Challengers of the Unknown. That was the first collaboration with Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. The Amazon. So that this is what the cover is in reference to, I believe. I've told Elbow about Billy 99. Great book, man. Not famous, but very good. There's some Grendel. Just, man. I know I've never really conveyed my admiration for Tim Sale thoroughly. Just kind of always went without saying. There's a card he did for Batman Predator. More Influence. Neil Adams. Technique and Color. Tim was, I don't know exactly what type of color blindness he had, but he was colorblind in whatever capacity. So he would do this ink wash, which he became very well known for. Daredevil yellow, Spider-Man blue. My brother got me a trade of this 20 years ago with his own money. There's Gwen Stacy, Hulk Gray. Great stuff, man. Long Halloween. They made that into a cartoon recently. So yeah, it's just a straightforward video. I took the editing software off my phone for a while There's a cartoon with Tim in it. I wanted to put Amazon Prime on my phone for a little while and I didn't have any space, so yeah, it's just a straight up video. No cuts or sampling. Just admiration and sadness. This is the appointment in Sumatra. I first heard this story in the movie Targets with Boris Karloff about a man who's trying to evade death, running from him, only to find out that death would be waiting for him no matter where he went. He wouldn't be pursued. Death would just be waiting. All right, time to wrap it up. Sorry, Elephant Man. Such a career, and the water damage occurred in my truck, waiting for work, struggling. This book was very comforting. And I have this crappy old dust jacket, but it's got this beautiful art on it. And yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Sale. I'm sorry you didn't have more time, but in 66 years you did some mad good art, and we're grateful. Sorry guys, anything I say will be trite because there's just no words, there's just no explanation. I believe that the family is going to keep very private about it. That's how I'm taking it thus far. So I just respectfully wish everyone who knew him well, and thanks for watching, and sorry to not have the words. I'm just overwhelmed. All right, bye.